JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
All week, I've been labeled a sellout. I've been labeled a hypocrite. I've been labeled Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. JD is not the same person. JD has changed. JD's blind loyalty to Biblical Reaper is clouding his judgment. That's fine. That's fine. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. But I have a right to call bullshit on your opinion. You see, what happened this week really is an eye-opener. It's really an eye-opener. What I see this week is jealousy. What I see is envy. What I see is people who tried to do what I'm doing and failed at it. Meanwhile, I'm still here. And my channel is thriving. And I'm getting more views and likes and recommendations than ever before. For the first time in my life, I am successful at something. The only other venture I ever had in my life was my music. And I turned that down because of the music scene in New York City. It wasn't where it needed to be. And the music scene in New York City was dead. We all disbanded, and we all went our separate ways. My brother has music in his blood, and he continues to do Legionary. I needed to find another outlet to make myself known and use my talents. For the first time in my life, I actually let those talents show. I didn't know what my talent was. I knew I loved to entertain. And when I got a microphone and a camera and I started YouTube, and I started getting more comfortable with myself in front of a camera and behind this microphone, I slowly but surely realized what my talent was and what I wanted to do. It lay dormant for years. And here we are, Off the Script. Here we are, almost 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. Soon to be 100,000. It's in my sights, and I'm not letting it go. Because once I reach 100,000, that means everything that I've worked so hard for over the last 3.5 to 4 years finally will pay off. All I've seen all week on Twitter, JD's a hypocrite. JD's a sellout. JD's changed for the worse. JD's blind loyalty to Biblical Reaper is ruining his reputation. Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? I've changed. I don't think I've changed. I don't think I've changed at all. The only thing that's changed about me is my work ethic. I've gotten wiser. I've gotten smarter. I've gotten better at what I do. I've gotten better at what I do. I see success at the end of the fucking tunnel. For the first time in my life, I have goals, dreams, and aspirations that actually have the opportunity to come true. For the first time in my life, I have stable income coming in to the point where I don't have to worry about going out and laying back and being cheap with a meal, or being cheap as I go to the supermarket, or being cheap with the clothes that I buy, or being cheap in anything that I do. For the first time in my life, I have a little bit more comfortable situation in spending some money because I deserve it. For the first time in my life, I have the opportunity to give myself a better quality of life and give myself the things that I think I deserve. To give myself the things that I'd never even dreamt of giving myself. And this is a burden to you? This is a problem for everybody? My success is a burden to these so-called friends that I thought I had. If one thing happened this week, it's everybody showed their true colors. All the videos made about me, all the people coming out of the woodwork and stating those videos were facts. Those are the people that have a problem with my success. Those are the people that have clouded judgment. Those are the people that are delusional. Because they were once friends, they were never my friends. If this is how they are acting, and this is how they truly feel, they were never my friends to begin with. Because I don't know what friend would want to see someone live in mediocrity. I don't see how a friend would want another so-called friend to not strive for greatness and strive to be the very best that he can and take what he's doing here and absolutely go the distance with it. I don't see how a friend could have a problem with another friend giving himself a better quality of life. Those are my friends. Those were my friends. Those aren't friends. Those are people that are unhappy with their own current situation and will do anything in their power to fucking spawn that on to someone else. Because they're miserable, they want everybody else around them to be miserable. I haven't changed. I haven't become Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I'm not the fucking bad guy that everybody's labeling on Twitter and YouTube and all these exposed videos, everybody ridiculing me and laughing at me and fucking pointing fingers at me. JD ruined his reputation. He's a sellout. He's a hypocrite. You people are showing your true colors. Meanwhile, the one guy that I stuck up for, Biblical Reaper, knows exactly how I feel and what I want to set here and accomplish. He would never say, you know what, fuck you. Because he has the same goals and dreams and aspirations with his own thing going on, like I do. For the first time in my life, I could possibly go to WrestleMania and spend the week in Orlando and build my brand and my product and sell merchandise and be in and around the thing that I love to do. For the first time in my life, I can think about moving out of this wretched fucking apartment and getting myself a better apartment with a studio, with my own little fucking setup, which I can do day-to-day operations out of. For the first time in my life, I can absolutely think about trading my fucking beat-up piece of shit Mustang in for a brand new one and not have one goddamn fucking car payment. But that's a fucking problem to you. That's a burden. My success is a fucking burden to everybody that's talked shit about me this week. You don't know me, motherfucker. If all of that's a fucking issue to you, I don't need you. I don't want you. I'm gonna give myself a better quality of life. I don't give a fuck who's trying to cut me down. You're not gonna cut me down! I don't appreciate the fact that you say, you know what, I wanted you to fail from the very beginning. I would have had more respect for you. But the simple fact that you don't understand what I go through fucking pisses me off. I'm not changing for nobody. I'm going to continue doing the same thing I've been doing for the last 3 fucking years, and that's entertaining each and every one of you. Providing you content that you come home to, providing content that inspires people. The countless emails that I get saying, JD, you inspire me. JD, I love what you do. You make my day. All because you don't have that kind of fucking email or inspiration coming towards you. Live your miserable fucking lives. You're not going to bring me down. You're not going to bring me down. Label me a sellout. Label me a hypocrite. Label me as JD's different. I ain't different. I ain't different. The only people that know what I do and who I'm about is my family. And they know firsthand that I have not changed. To those irrelevants out there who want to claim I'm a different person because I used a red arrow in my thumbnail and I tried to get ahead in the Call of Duty community that's fucking dead. I have nothing to do with the community anymore. My actions in that part of the community mean nothing. The fact that you are watching content based on that fact alone, and the fact that people are making content based on that, is a perfect example at the lives you lead. You have nothing going on in your life. The lives of others are more important to you than your own. Get a fucking life, get a hobby, and get your priorities straight. I bust my fucking ass day in and day out to make this successful. I lose sleep. I get up and go to a job I can't fucking stand. And then I come home here and I have glimpses of fucking peace and comfort and happiness doing this. It's about me now. And if you don't understand that, and you hold a grudge against me because I didn't return a text, or I changed, I'm not the same person, I'm a sellout, I'm a hypocrite, tough shit. Tough shit. You're in the wrong. I know, and my family knows, and those who love me know I've always been the same JD that's been on this fucking channel for 4 years. The only thing that's changed is my fucking work ethic. And it's only going to get better. This show is only going to get better. Do you want to know why this show is only going to get better? Here's the reason why it's gonna get better. This is the #1 fucking podcast. Not only on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music. But it's the #1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes. Right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. That's why. And that ends that fucking rant. I had to let that out, man. I had to let all of that out. And I feel like Off the Script is the perfect outlet for all of that after the day I had on Thursday, man. Building up, building up, building up. I eat lunch, I take a nap, I sit down to record this, and it's just all ready to come out. So, if you guys were contemplating on what the fuck am I watching here, that's all the frustration I had to deal with during my work week. So I just want to let you guys know. Thank you for listening to me. And if you want to hire JD to cut a promo in WWE, I think I can very well pass the test with flying colors, man. But thank you guys so much for joining me off the script this weekend. We're going to talk about Clash of the Champions Sunday. This weekend will result in the official review and results video on my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Same thing, JD from NY206. And we're going to talk about Clash of the Champions, and we're going to go over the entire match card. And I'm going to give you my preview and predictions for literally everything that's going to take place on Sunday night. Now, I do want to mention to you guys that this weekend we are partnered with Wrestling Amino. And if you guys don't know who that is or what that is, I'm going to show you this right now. It's an app via Apple and iTunes, and I'm going to leave you the links to download the app down in the description below. We are partnered with them this weekend. Wrestling Amino. I am on Wrestling Amino. If you guys don't know what that is, it is this, okay? I don't know if you guys can clearly see it. Obviously, you can see my logo there. The camera's glare is fucking things up. But JD from NY on there, that is my official account on Wrestling Amino. I posted before I actually hit record on this video, I left you guys a poll on Wrestling Amino about who is going to walk out of Clash of the Champions, the WWE Champion, Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens, just to get you guys interactive. And I want you guys to give me a reason why you think either Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens is going to win the WWE Universal Championship this Sunday at the pay-per-view. But Wrestling Amino is a great app, man. I've been messing around with it. Okay, I did put it away because a lot of the other bigger YouTubers hyped it up, and I signed up back in April, and I really didn't look back on it. I really didn't go back to it. But now, you know, they really changed the entire way it's operating. There's wrestling news and rumors for literally everything, man. You want WWE news? It's there. You want TNA news? It's there. You want Ring of Honor news? It's there. You want New Japan, Lucha Underground news? It is there. A great community for the fans of professional wrestling. Also, you got public chats. Remember the AOL chats where we used to go into the AOL chats late at night and we used to try and pick up girls in the AOL chat. Any females in the chat, what's your age, sex, and location, you know? And that's pretty much what they got here, man. They bring back the old classic AOL type chats, but for wrestling fans, man. It's fucking awesome. Newsfeed, there's notifications, there's a bunch of perks on here. Labeled everything by WWE, current WWE, classic WWF, discussions for ECW, old school WWF, WCW, wrestlers, reviews, analysis, you know, WWE Network, NXT, you name it. It is on here, man. It is on here. It is a great platform for the wrestling fan. If you guys want to go download it and check it out, like I said, I'll leave you a link down in the description. Wrestling Amino via Apple, iTunes, and Google Play Music for Android. Go check it out. And please, if you can find me on there, man, I will accept all friend requests on there. Wrestling Amino. I am JD from NY. The same logo I got on my YouTube channel is the same logo that you will see on Wrestling Amino. So make sure you guys go check them out. I will also be tweeting today as well my Wrestling Amino account. So you guys follow me. And please take part in my poll. Make sure you guys visit the link down in the description to go download the app straight to your phone, and it is absolutely free. So thank you guys so much for that, and I want to thank Wrestling Amino as well. They are partnering off the script all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, leading up to Clash of the Champions. Thank you guys so much for that. Now, t-shirts, Patreon, you guys know the deal. Barbershop Window. If you guys want to get your own JD merchandise, we are an official partner with Barbershop Window. Make sure you guys go get your Eva Marie and Roman Reigns Get Off My TV designs. $19.99. They ship everywhere worldwide. So make sure you guys go and check that out as well. And then Patreon.com. If you guys want to support the podcast in any way possible, Never an obligation, always there if you guys want to take part in it. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. I did upload a few videos as well this weekend on Thursday. If you guys missed it, I uploaded a WWE 2K17 video highlighting all the DLC and the season pass information. That is linked down below. I also uploaded a 30-minute Iron Man match, best of 7 series, match number 1 with Mr. 9 to 5 versus Dank Ops Chris Danger. Who came out on top? You gotta go check that out, man. Absolutely biblical stuff. Everything you need is down in the description below, so make sure you guys go check that out. WrestleRumble.com is live. Make sure you guys go check out my friends over at WrestleRumble.com. First prize is $500 cash, and get this, second row seating to NXT TakeOver Toronto, man. If there's any day you want to enter this fucking contest, it is this weekend for Clash of the Champions, man. WrestleRumble.com. Entry forms are now live. First prize is $500 cash and second row seating at NXT TakeOver Toronto. You cannot get better than that, man. You cannot miss this contest this weekend. WrestleRumble.com. Tweet them as well and tell them that JD sent you over there from Off the Script. And obviously, Loot Crate, Wrestle Crate, you guys know the deal with that. Wrestle Crate, JD sent me for an instant 10% off. And WWE Slam Crate, use the link down below, which some of you have already done and tweeted me, man. Thank you guys so much for that. Loot Crate, Slam Crate, use the coupon code JD from NY to save bi-monthly 10% off on your first purchase, man. Can't wait for that. That is shipping in October. Thank you guys so much for all of that. Now, let's talk about Clash of the Champions. Let me get my notes up here because I had to restart my computer because my computer's going, man. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but it's getting to that point where I need to upgrade, and fast. But I got the official card right here in front of me, and Clash of the Champions was changed. It was originally Night of Champions. And the original concept for Night of Champions was one of my favorite in the WWE. I was not a fan of the old brand extension, but Night of Champions is a pay-per-view that really flourished during the old brand extension because it was a dual-branded pay-per-view. Literally every championship in the WWE was on the line. Now we got Clash of Champions, Monday Night Raw exclusive pay-per-view, the first Raw exclusive pay-per-view in this new era. We already had Backlash, and then we're going back to SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view in October with No Mercy. And then obviously again with Monday Night Raw and Hell in a Cell before we get to the Survivor Series. But Clash of the Champions, to me, has the opportunity to be a dual-branded pay-per-view if WWE wanted it, man. I think, honestly, they jumped the gun as far as pay-per-views go, and they just pretty much rushed a pay-per-view schedule out for the remainder of 2016 without really putting much thought into it, man. When I think of Clash of the Champions, I think of champions. I don't think of a Sheamus versus Cesaro match for a best-of-7 series. It's not really a match that has anything going for it. I mean, there's no championship on the line. I mean, there's a championship opportunity for whatever championship they decide upon. I have no idea. They really didn't tell you what championship they're going for. For all we know, they could have just pretty much bypassed that stipulation and forget about it like they forget about everything else. So Sheamus versus Cesaro really isn't a Clash of the Champion prototypical type match for this type of pay-per-view. You know, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. I got no problem with those two fighting, but it's not really a match that should be taking place at Clash of the Champions. You know? Everything else is pretty much a title match. Everything else is pretty much a title match. And I would like if this pay-per-view honestly was a dual-branded pay-per-view. Clash of the Champions, Night of the Champions. Night of the Champions had the opportunity to be one of the big four, or a part of the big pay-per-views on the WWE calendar. You know, it had a chance to be part of the Royal Rumble, had a chance to be part of WrestleMania, had a chance to be part of SummerSlam and Survivor Series. You know, WWE got rid of King of the Ring. And then they had Night of Champions. Night of Champions was great because it was the one night out of the WWE calendar in which every belt in the company was defended. And I like that aspect, man. That's something that we don't really see from a wrestling promotion, where you have a brand extension with two separate brands and every championship under that one umbrella is defended. It's a night of champions. It's a clash of the champions. And ever since that concept is pretty much strayed away from that, the pay-per-views really haven't lived up to expectation. They really haven't lived up to the name and the prestige of a night of champions or a clash of the champions. And I feel like WWE, with this pay-per-view concept, has gotten very, very lazy, and they're just using it as a name because it sounds cool and it sounds in. It's what's popular now, you know? They're using the old WCW terminology because it sounds good and it differentiates itself from whatever happened in the old era. They're moving forward with the new era. Doesn't really make any sense to me, man, and I really wish WWE would put a little bit more emphasis on a night of champions or a clash of champions. Every match should be a championship match. The concept should really live true to what the name stands for. That's what I'm trying to get at. So, I don't know how you guys feel about that. That's just one of my pet peeves, man. It's been one of my pet peeves for a very, very long time with this Night of Champions concept. And now, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just under a different moniker. Clash of the Champions. You know? So, that's just how I feel about that. But as far as the pay-per-view goes, the build for this pay-per-view, and I stated this on my channel, whether I'm talking about Monday Night Raw review or I'm talking about SmackDown Live review, Monday Night Raw seems to be one huge mess. They just feel like everything is rush, rush, rush. Things are taking shape, and it's very difficult to care. It's very difficult to get involved with the programming, and it's very difficult to get excited about the programming, being that it's 3 hours, and Monday Night Raw is all over the place. They're doing things that really are illogical. They're setting a standard for Monday Night Raw coming out of the new era, which really is a take on what they've been doing for the last 4 years. It doesn't feel new. It doesn't feel fresh. And now with a half a roster, WWE, you feel they would have had some motivation to make the show better. You know, they got a new set, a new theme. They got cruiserweights. It's a new feel. That first episode of Monday Night Raw in the new era had just a different feel to it. And they just got comfortable and reverted back to the same feeling Monday Night Raw that we've been given for the last 3-4 years. So it really isn't a new era. This really isn't a brand extension that we should be proud of or excited about. We're getting the same bullshit that we've been given for the last 3-4 years. It doesn't feel fresh at all. WWE has not made anything about this pay-per-view exciting. Nothing about this pay-per-view is exciting. The only thing that I'm looking at as far as this match card goes is the Cruiserweight Championship. And even that, they fucked up. Even that, they fucked up. Nothing about this pay-per-view jumps off the screen at me and says, watch me. It's a must-watch. Even the Universal Championship match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins really hasn't had that must-see build. It did have the must-see build, and it was leading towards that. But ever since Triple H crowned Kevin Owens single-handedly the WWE Universal Champion, there really hasn't much to be excited about. He hasn't even been on the show. He hasn't been anywhere near Monday Night Raw to give us an explanation. There was no reason why. Why did he turn on Seth Rollins? Why did he come back and attack Roman Reigns? Why did he give the WWE Universal Championship to Kevin Owens? Why? We got no answers to any of these questions at all. And hopefully, come the pay-per-view, we do see Triple H in some way, shape, or form give us a reason as to why he did what he did. Because going into this, that should have been the focus point for this feud. And they haven't addressed that at all. The main thing here is that Seth Rollins now is turning babyface. Seth Rollins has become a babyface after being one of the most villainous heels in WWE. Yes, he was a coward. Yes, he hid behind Stephanie's dress. Yes, he was nothing but a puppet to the Authority. Yes, he really didn't have one of the most exciting WWE Championship reigns that a champion should have. But Seth Rollins had a successful title reign based on the fact that he did come into his own, and he is the superstar he is today because of what he did and what he learned and what he accomplished by being WWE Champion. Seth Rollins is a better performer. Seth Rollins is a better superstar. Seth Rollins is a better leader now that he's tasted victory and had that WWE Championship reign. And he's going to be champion again, but it's not going to be at Night of, or Clash of Champions. I got to get used to saying Clash of Champions. You know, Night of Champions is still very fresh in everybody's mind. We got to get used to the new change, to the new term of Clash of Champions. So this match really doesn't have anything going for it as far as I am concerned. You know, we really haven't seen any interaction between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens outside of what happened with that Fatal 4-Way and then the week to follow, in which Seth Rollins pretty much stated that he's going to burn the WWE straight to the ground unless he gets what he rightfully deserves, and that is a fair shot at the WWE Universal Championship because he feels like he's been screwed. And ever since that, we learned Seth Rollins definitely is turning babyface, but ever since then, it's been nothing but random matches that have no meaning between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns is in a feud of his own against Rusev. See how WWE is all over the place? If a Universal Championship match is headlining your pay-per-view, it should be Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins for the build. Week after week after week after week, leading up to the pay-per-view. We've seen maybe one or two interactions with Owens and Rollins at most. That's not really going to make me excited for a pay-per-view. It's not really going to get me excited to see a championship defense for Kevin Owens. It's not. And I'm being quite honest with you. I don't care about this match. Kevin Owens is a champion, and I don't care. Imagine that. And it's not because I don't like Kevin Owens. It's not because I'm not a fan of Kevin Owens. I'm just not a fan of how WWE has made Monday Night Raw look. And coming out of Monday Night Raw, I feel like the show is all over the place. And we can't grasp onto certain feuds and certain matches and just genuinely invest our time and emotion and feelings into them. There's nothing about this pay-per-view that reeks emotion from the viewer. And that's just the way I feel. That's honest. I'm being honest with you guys. Yeah, it's going to be a newsworthy night. Yeah, it's going to be a night in which I'm going to watch, I'm going to critique, I'm going to do what I usually do on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. But that doesn't mean it's going to be good. SummerSlam is the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. And coming out of SummerSlam, everybody, the vocal majority, said that SummerSlam was on par with WrestleMania as being the worst pay-per-view of the year. And imagine that. WrestleMania and SummerSlam, WWE's two biggest productions of the calendar year, of their pay-per-view year, were the worst pay-per-views that they put on all year. Because there's no emphasis on making the viewer care. And if WWE is not going to put that emphasis into a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, and they're going to make everything feel like a jumbled puzzle and a big mess, why should we care about Clash of Champions? Why should we care at all? That's just how I feel about everything. Now, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins is the main event of this show. Hopefully, we see Triple H. Hopefully, we get an answer to those questions that we have not been given an answer to. Who do I think walks out of this as champion? I don't know what's going on with Seth Rollins. Last we seen of Seth Rollins, he was helping Roman Reigns in a steel cage match. And I have the reason why that steel cage match was actually presented on Monday Night Raw later on. We're going to talk about that as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But it was the reason that I stated on my Monday Night Raw review. It was merely there as a ploy, as a prop, to get ratings. Meanwhile, the match didn't need a steel cage stipulation. Everything that happened in that match could have taken place just being built as a regular rematch on Monday Night Raw. But Kevin Owens as Universal Champion, everybody's blaming Kevin Owens for the ratings. For the fact that WWE can't break a 2.0 rating. It's not Kevin Owens' fault. It's not Kevin Owens' fault at all. Kevin Owens is just like a Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens is just like a Sami Zayn or a Roman Reigns. Unless your name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, even Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. you're not going to pop a rating that WWE is going to be pleased with. They're not going to pop a rating that people are going to look and say, you know what, WWE is on the up and up. They don't have the caliber of superstar within the company to garner those types of ratings. Ratings are still important, but it's not the end-all, be-all for how the product should be perceived. The product should be perceived to those who watch it week in and week out. And what I see and what I perceive is the fact that WWE is clueless in how they are going about creative booking. The creative writing for Monday Night Raw is absolutely fucking dreadful. You want a reason for the ratings plummet for Monday Night Raw? Monday Night Football, you got the presidential debate, and now you got Monday Night Raw trying to compete against those who in their right mind is going to watch a fucking steel cage match that means absolutely nothing between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. And then people want to jump down Kevin Owens' fault. Oh, he's the champion. It all comes down and everything about Raw's ratings is on his shoulder. No, it's not. Everything about Monday Night Raw and their declining ratings is on the lap of Vince McMahon and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Kevin Dunn. If they start jerking each other off, maybe the ratings will see a slight increase. And then people want to jump on the cruiserweights. Well, the cruiserweights aren't going to add to anything to Monday Night Raw. They're not going to pop a rating. They're not going to bring the ratings back to where they need to be. The cruiserweights are not there to pop a rating. It's not the cruiserweights' job to fucking pop a rating and get better ratings for Monday Night Raw. They're there to enhance the product over a 3-hour show. That's the reason why they're there. And what did WWE do? They put the cruiserweights on in the third hour, and historically the third hour is the worst fucking hour of Monday Night Raw, and has been for years. So you debut a new segment in which you've been hyping up for weeks now, and you wait till the final hour, when less eyes are on the product, to debut the cruiserweights. Do you see where I'm coming from? And why I get frustrated with WWE Creative and the logic of these people running the company? If you've been hyping something that you're so proud of, why wasn't it the first thing we seen on the show? When more eyes are on the 8 o'clock hour than the fucking 10:30 hour. By 10:30, everybody is fucking ready for bed. Eyes half open, comatose, in a coma. Nobody watches the third hour. The third hour is historically the worst fucking part of Monday Night Raw. Both creatively and ratings-wise. There's nothing about the third hour that's exciting. Meanwhile, they put the cruiserweights on there. But it's the cruiserweights' fault that Monday Night Raw's ratings are in the toilet. It's the cruiserweights that are supposed to pop a rating for Monday Night Raw, right? This is why I get so fucking pissed off. This is why I go on a blocking spree. Nobody uses their brain. I block stupidity. You come at me with something so fucking senile and illogical as Kevin Owens' fault. Monday Night Raw sucks. It's the cruiserweight's fault. The ratings are in the toilet. That is a benchable offense on Twitter. That is a block for life on YouTube. That's not an opinion. That's you being a fucking retard. And this is why I went on a tangent early this week. 98% of wrestling fans are fucking retarded. I think at least 1% of the people who actually have a brain watch me. Because I know what I'm talking about. And I know where logic lies. And what WWE needs to do. I see through the bullshit. I don't sit here kissing ass. I don't sit here praising something when I know it's genuinely fucking terrible. Open your fucking eyes. Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion. But it all lies on his shoulders, right? Why the show is so bad. They haven't done anything with him since he won the championship. We got no answers. And he's in a match with Seth Rollins, who's one of the biggest superstars, if not the biggest superstar in the company on the active roster right now. And we don't care. We don't care. Owens, Rollins, who wins? Kevin Owens is walking out the Universal Champion. I don't think Seth Rollins is going to win the title. There's no way he could win the title. Being that they are building towards some type of, it looks like, or at least teased, some type of reunion here, or an alignment of Reigns and Rollins, I don't think they're going to give Rollins the championship Meanwhile, there is an underlying story that it's at least trying to be told with Rollins and Reigns. Where that leads, I don't know. Whether it's a Shield reunion, whether it's something that they're thinking long term, which would be the first time in a long time. Owens is walking out the champion. Owens is going to remain WWE Universal Champion. I believe there will be some type of screwjob finish. I believe Triple H will definitely show his face during this main event. And then maybe we'll get an answer as to why he did what he did. If not on Night of Champions or Clash of Champions, there I said it again. If not at Clash of Champions, at Monday Night Raw. But Triple H will play a factor into what is going on here. And they will continue this story from there. Kevin Owens walks out the WWE Universal Champion. And if Monday Night Raw doesn't pop a good rating on Monday, with the Fallout show going up against Monday Night Football and going up against a presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, hashtag blame it on Kevin Owens. Because it's Kevin Owens' fault. It's Kevin Owens' fault that we got Trump and Hillary, two fucking retards, battling it out for presidential debate to run the country. It's Kevin Owens' fault that Monday Night Football is the juggernaut it is on ESPN. Just blame it on Owens. Just blame it on Owens. You guys know how I feel about that. Kofi Kingston, Big E, I believe those would be the two who go to Night of Champions. Again, I said, I'm just going to call it Night of Champions. That's the third fucking time I called it Night of Champions. Clash of the Champions, you fucking clown. Big E and Kofi Kingston. Or Xavier Woods, but I think it's going to be Big E and Kofi. I think Xavier Woods is going to sit this one out. They're going up against the Club, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. I don't even think they're labeled as the Club anymore. They're just Gallows and Anderson. But I do think some sort of alignment here with AJ Styles could be in the works if they want to weave and be creative, and have something big happen for Survivor Series where it's dual branded and they want to have the Shield versus Styles, Gallows, and Anderson. I would like that. I don't know. Maybe a big 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series match. Maybe War Games. I don't know. Include Kevin Owens on that team and have Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose recruit someone on their end to go against the Club. I would like that. And you guys know that I've talked about that previously on Off the Script. But as far as this goes, I love the New Day. But for the first time in a very long time, I think they are losing steam. They are getting stale. In fact, the entire tag team division on Monday Night Raw is fucking stale. There's nothing exciting about it at all. And that's why I think there will be a title change. They did nothing to generate interest for this division. They did nothing to generate interest for this feud. Gallows and Anderson came in with hype, being that they were two guys who were relatively unknowns in the world of WWE. They came in with a fair share of hype. And WWE has done nothing but ruin that week after week after week, where these guys now are nothing but mid-card comedy. And it's fucking depressing to see. It's absolutely pathetic to see. Instead of building these guys up from the very beginning as legit tag team killing machines, all out fucking brutality. These guys go in there, magic killer left and right to everybody, decimating the tag team division. These guys are playing doctor on the set of Dana Brooke's new porno. And they're doing segments in the ring with 3 fucking goons dressed up as Old Day, which was one of the worst segments in WWE Monday Night Raw history. Nothing but comedy. They've ruined the Club to the point where nobody cares about what is going on with either Gallows or Anderson. Even the New Day isn't exciting anymore. And I believe the best thing here is to switch things up. A title change needs to happen. A new directive needs to happen for the tag teams. Gallows and Anderson need to win the tag team championships. Gallows and Anderson need to win the tag team championships. And someone who is in charge of WWE Creative needs to make sure these guys are booked strong for the remainder of 2016. And I mean no comedy, all out, balls to the wall, tag team decimation needs to happen with Gallows and Anderson. These guys are nothing but a fucking joke. And they're worth so much more than that. So much more than that. The New Day have done what they could, getting the tag team division where it needs to be. And even now, with everything they've done, the WWE has just seemingly just made it look like a piece of shit. Nobody cares about the tag team titles. They love Enzo and Cass. Those guys need to be tag team champions. Those guys need to be the flag bearers for the tag team division. I've said it once they debuted, and WWE still hasn't pulled the trigger. But Gallows and Anderson are going to win this match. I think they will win the WWE Tag Team Championships for Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. This match has 2 weeks of build. The reason why this match is happening is because on the September 12th episode of Monday Night Raw, Sami Zayn was the guest on Chris Jericho's highlight reel. Both men went back and forth with insults, and Jericho attacked Sami Zayn with a cell phone and a code breaker. Then the match was scheduled for Clash of Champions. Now, I'm not going to say anything negative about this match. Jericho is absolutely at the top of his game. Without Jericho on Monday Night Raw, it is worse than what it is right now. Jericho is easily one of the highlights on Monday Night Raw, if not the best thing on Monday Night Raw. Fact. And when he goes back to Fozzy, he's going to be sorely missed. That's how good Jericho has been. Sami Zayn, to me, I love Sami Zayn. You know? Some of you think he's a vanilla midget. Vince Russo thinks he's a fucking taxi driver. Whatever the case may be, the guy can fucking go. But to everybody else, in-ring talent doesn't get you over. In-ring talent doesn't get you over. But a win over Chris Jericho is going to be a good thing for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's going to beat Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's going to do the honors. Zayn is going to come out on top, victorious here, because there's more upside to Sami Zayn winning than Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is there to put talent over. He is so over as it is right now. A loss to Jericho is not going to do anything. Sami Zayn is going to beat Jericho at Clash of Champions. Rusev with Lana defending the United States Championship against Roman Reigns. Now, this, to me, again, why would anybody care? You know, Rusev got married and he took time away from the product. He got married once. Then he goes back to Bulgaria and takes another 3 weeks off. And takes time off for his honeymoon, again for a second time. And he's off WWE television as the United States Champion. Now, we all knew, logically, that Roman Reigns had unfinished business with Rusev coming out of SummerSlam, being that they did not have a scheduled match and that it was a no contest. Roman Reigns was put in Universal Championship matches, Fatal 4-Ways, matches with Kevin Owens that mean nothing. He's been in the main event ever since SummerSlam, with no talk of Rusev or getting revenge on Rusev or Rusev getting revenge on Roman Reigns. No talk about United States Championship for Roman Reigns. So they book him in the main event and seemingly forget about Rusev. All of a sudden we see Rusev logically come out and ruin Roman Reigns' opportunity to beat Kevin Owens to gain entry into the main event at this very pay-per-view. Rusev ruined Roman Reigns' opportunity to make the main event of Owens and Seth Rollins a triple threat match. So, what Mick Foley did was make Seth Rollins and Rusev battle it out because both of them interfered in the match, as if that's some type of punishment. And he gives Roman Reigns another opportunity at the United States Championship. The man has lost and lost and lost. But he seemingly still gets opportunity after opportunity after opportunity handed to him. This is why, in my honest opinion, Rusev really hasn't done anything with the United States Championship. Coming out of SummerSlam, the guy has been absolutely fucking useless. He's done great. But as a champion, a month off is not going to do anybody favors. It's not doing you favors. It's not doing the United States Championship favors. Daniel Bryan won the WWE Championship. He got married, and he took 1 week off, and he was back on television the next week before he had to relinquish the title. He had 1 week off. Rusev has been out all month. So please explain to me why Rusev still deserves the WWE United States Championship. The United States Championship looks worse now than it did in the last couple of months. And this is why I honestly think Roman Reigns winning the United States Championship is probably the best thing right now. Because at least Roman Reigns, to me, even though I don't like him, and I don't like the creative direction with Roman Reigns, I think he would bring some sort of legitimacy and some sort of prestige to the United States Championship because he is on TV every week. He is a main event player. The spotlight will be brought to the title like it so rightfully deserves, and that's why I think Roman Reigns is going to walk out the United States Championship or the United States Champion. Rusev taking a month away because of marriage and honeymoons hasn't done anybody any good, man. And that's why I think Roman Reigns is going to win the United States Championship, and it's going to end this feud because it's on fucking jello legs right now. Nobody cares. It needs to be over with. It needs to be done with. Roman Reigns is going to end it. He's going to win the United States Championship. Cesaro versus Sheamus. This is another thing I just don't care about. It's a best of 7 series. And it began at SummerSlam. They had one of the best matches at SummerSlam, and that was probably the best match of the entire best of 7. The first one. But you look at Sheamus and Cesaro. They're two hard-hitting guys. They're two guys that go out there and have a fucking brutal match every single time. Both are quality in-ring talents. But I never once believed that in a best of 7 series, Cesaro and Sheamus are going to tear the house down 7 different times. Seems like we've seen all 7 matches, or all 6 matches right now at least. We've seen all 6 matches, and there's no difference between any of the matches. We cannot distinguish one match from another. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And WWE doesn't even make it feel important on Monday Night Raw. They don't make it feel important at all. So why am I going to care watching at home? Why am I going to care about Cesaro and Sheamus? Sheamus going into this was up 3-0. He was up 3-0, and now the series is tied 3-3. So if WWE's idea of getting Cesaro over works, great. Great. Good for him. But I don't feel that Cesaro is any better off now than he was before. I don't think so. Maybe the crowd in Indianapolis at this pay-per-view is going to at least show some emotion towards the end of this match when he does end up winning. But what happens with Sheamus? Sheamus is going to be the bum. Sheamus is going to be the loser who lost 4 matches in a row to Cesaro. How is he going to recover from that? So you're realistically giving Cesaro the opportunity to have some sort of momentum underneath him, but you're killing Sheamus at the same time. Why is anybody going to care about Sheamus coming out of this losing 4 matches in a row? This is why best of 7 series to me was going to do no good at all. Do you honestly think WWE is going to push Cesaro towards a WWE Championship or Universal Championship match? No. They haven't even talked about what type of title match he's getting. They haven't even distinguished. You know what? He's getting a WWE Universal Championship match at Hell in a Cell. They haven't said nothing. All they said was he's getting a title opportunity, or the winner is getting a title opportunity. What title opportunity? What title opportunity? If I don't know what these guys are fighting for, why am I going to care? Is it the United States Championship? Is it the Universal Championship? Are they getting traded to SmackDown? Is he going to be fighting for the World Championship on SmackDown? I don't know. All I know is Cesaro is going to win this match. There's no way Sheamus wins this. But if I was creatively booking this feud, I would have, by some way, Cesaro win this match and then get fucked over by the authority figures on Monday Night Raw. And some kind of storyline is weaved into Cesaro's plans where he gets shifted over to SmackDown, because I don't think he is doing Monday Night Raw any good, and I don't think Monday Night Raw is doing Cesaro any good. Cesaro is a professional wrestler. Cesaro tells a story with what he does in the ring. He doesn't have the best mic skills, and he's not the prototypical WWE superstar, per se, as far as appearance goes. That's why I think he would be better off on SmackDown. It's easier on the eyes. It's a 2-hour show. It looks like they're booking storylines and angles and logic creatively better on SmackDown. And I think Cesaro could flourish in that type of environment. On Monday Night Raw, where it's all chaotic, it's nothing about wrestling, it's all about entertainment and authority figures. That's not the type of environment for Cesaro. If I was booking this, I would have Cesaro get fucked over after winning, which I think he will. He will beat Sheamus at Clash of the Champions, and I would weave that into a storyline and get him over to SmackDown. That's just my honest opinion. Cesaro wins 4-3, Clash of the Champions, and I would weave a storyline into him getting frustrated, fucked over, and get him on SmackDown via a trade or a free agent signing of some sort. What else do we got here? We got Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax. That's on the pre-show, I believe. Nia Jax obviously is going to win here. The story with this is Nia Jax beat up one of Alicia Fox's independent friends, and Alicia Fox came to her aid and requested a match with Nia Jax. The match never actually took place. All Nia Jax did was spear her through the timekeeper's area, and this is now going to be an official one-on-one match between Alicia Fox and Nia Jax. At least Nia Jax has a feud. At least Nia Jax has some underlying storyline, instead of beating up jobber after jobber after jobber week after week. Nia Jax is going to win. No question. No reason why Alicia Fox is even going to stand a chance in this match. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. WWE already fucked this up. WWE thinks, oh, well, we got 3 of the best women in the world on Monday Night Raw. Let's book them in a triple threat. I would have much rather loved to see Charlotte versus Sasha again in a rematch with Sasha Banks winning. That's what I would have loved to see. Sasha had her match at SummerSlam. They had the story going that Charlotte intentionally tried to injure her. She got the rematch. She came back with this fake retirement, which was complete bullshit. Fake crocodile tears. Nothing about it. You know, it was emotional. They tried to take a page out of Daniel Bryan's speech and they tried to make it all emotional. Sasha Banks is someone who is very emotional. Every time in NXT when something monumental and memorable happened, she did nothing but cry. She didn't cry on Monday Night Raw. It was fake fucking tears. It was clearly written by a fucking clowning creative to try and come off as realistic. And it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. And at the end of that terrible fucking promo, all she did was say, you know what? I'm here for my title. I'm here for Charlotte. So they booked the match. And then they pulled advertisements, booking the one-on-one match, because of what happened last week. Now, Bayley and Sasha were intertwined in a double pin. WWE made no mention of this on Monday Night Raw. I don't think it was actually planned to happen. But we talked about it on Monday Night Raw review, and I stated word for word, I would not be shocked if WWE watches the replay back and sees, you know what? They did something that was not planned. We're going to turn this into a storyline for the simple fact that we want to make this match even more epic. So, there's really no clear-cut winner here. Charlotte versus Sasha is great, but Bayley has a reason to be included in this match now as well. They're using that unplanned pinfall as a reason to get Bayley in this match, and that is not the logic that I want the WWE to partake in. Bayley doesn't need to be a part of this match at all. The interaction between Bayley and Sasha Banks needs to be kept at an absolute bare minimum, because that is your money feud. That is your money match. They don't need to have interaction week after week after week to the point where it's going to get stale, to the point where it's going to get boring and played out and uninteresting. That is your money feud for Orlando. That is your championship match at WrestleMania. But WWE feels like, you know what? We're having a pay-per-view. We have the 3 best women on the roster. Let's put them in another triple threat match. The influx of fatal 4-ways and triple threats all year is absolutely fucking sickening. I'm tired of it. When I see a championship match after the fucking fatal 4-ways and triple threats that we've been given so far this year, I want a standard one-on-one match. Honestly, I don't care about this match. I don't care about the women's championship. There's nothing there as far as substance goes that's going to make me emotionally invested. The WWE is perceiving this as a women's revolution. This is not a women's revolution. This is Monday Night Raw dumbing down what the women have accomplished on NXT and giving us nothing but unexciting rubbish on Monday Night Raw. I was emotionally invested in the women in NXT. I was emotionally invested in Bayley's match against Asuka at Brooklyn. I'm going to be emotionally invested as they build new women in NXT and as they make Ember Moon the #1 challenger for Asuka down in NXT. I am going to be emotionally invested in that. It's amazing how you take these women out of such a great element in NXT, and once they hit the main roster, you shrug your shoulders and nobody cares. It's the writing. The writing is on the wall. And WWE is doing more damage than they realize. Charlotte wins this match, in a match that I just don't have the emotional care for. No reason why Charlotte is going to lose this match at all. That's just my honest opinion. If WWE wants this to happen, Banks will win it before the end of the year. I don't think the WWE has what it takes creatively to give Sasha Banks the title now and have her hold it until WrestleMania. I don't. Because they're going to jump the gun and they're going to give you a Bayley versus Sasha match before the end of the year. And that's not what they need to do. That's not what they need to do. They need to get other women in line to challenge a Sasha for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley needs to sit on the sidelines until WrestleMania season. Because like I said, that is your money match. And I don't want anything between these two women to happen before WrestleMania. Because that's the way you book a storyline in which people are going to care. They do it in NXT. There's no reason why they can't do it on WWE. And finally, TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. Listen, I stated my piece about the cruiserweights already before I even began this review, talking about this pay-per-view. I can tell you right out of the gate, what we watched with the Cruiserweight Classic is not what we seen on Monday Night Raw. It's not. It was clearly a different feel. It was clearly a different direction. And I don't know what it is. It felt overproduced. And I stated this on Monday Night Raw. You cannot have these guys, especially a Cedric Alexander whose moveset is mostly aerial. You cannot have a Gran Metalik who's mostly known for being the guy who's going to be dancing on the top ropes and fucking dancing around, flying all over the place. Another guy with aerial maneuvers, mainly taking up his arsenal. You're not going to take up Rich Swann and take him and dumb him down either. Most of his moves are aerial. Brian Kendrick is one of those guys that can dabble in everything, but he's more of a ground-based cruiserweight. He's a smart wrestler. He's a tactician, the veteran. So he's going to get used to Monday Night Raw's way and WWE's main roster way quicker than those other guys. But you cannot overproduce these guys to the point where they're not going to feel special. None of these guys, it's amazing how none of these guys felt special on Monday Night Raw. They felt special during the Cruiserweight Classic, but on Monday Night Raw, they did not feel special. And the rumor going around is that Vince McMahon wasn't even at Monday Night Raw. Raw was handled creatively, and all final decisions were made by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I find that very hard to believe. If Triple H was in charge of Monday Night Raw, why wasn't the ball and chain let loose and these guys go out there and just give us what they gave us on the Cruiserweight Classic? I don't believe that for a goddamn fucking second. If Vince McMahon is in the office, Vince McMahon is making the final decisions. Vince McMahon is telling exactly everyone in that fucking arena what to do. And I feel like he dumbed the cruiserweights down. The reason why Brian Kendrick won, and a reason why Cedric Alexander, who I thought was going to win, did not win, is because Brian Kendrick gets the WWE way. He's been there. He knows how they operate. He knows what to do as far as a WWE style. And he's a WWE veteran. He can play either a face or a heel. TJ Perkins obviously is the babyface here. Brian Kendrick is probably going to play somewhat of a heel type role at Clash of the Champions. TJ Perkins wins. He retains the Cruiserweight Championship. The one match I hope WWE lets these guys go. The one match I'm most excited for, because coming out of the Cruiserweight Classic, that is what I am emotionally invested in right now. Everything else is nothing but generic WWE television. And it's nothing to be excited about. TJ Perkins wins, retains the Cruiserweight Championship coming out of the Cruiserweight Classic. And that is your review. Or preview, I should say. So, if you guys did enjoy that, You know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys are thinking about everything. How you feeling? Did I nail it? Do you have any objections? Let me know what you guys are thinking down below. This is Off the Script, episode 135, part number 1 for your Friday. I will be back on Saturday with part 2 and news all weekend long, getting you ready with exclusive stories for Clash of Champions. Make sure you guys check the description. Make sure you guys check out Wrestling Amino. Make sure you guys check out the Danger versus 9 to 5 match. Make sure you guys check out the WWE 2K17 video on the DLC and covering all the season pass information. And I will be back on Saturday with more great WWE news and rumors right here on Off the Script. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll be right back here on Saturday morning. Talk to you later.